Hi, my name is Chibeuze, and I'm a senior majoring in philosophy, neuroscience, psychology, with a minor in global health and the environment here at WashU. And this is my presentation, my Petrakucha, on my CLD experience, especially my capstone, Beauty in the Mess. Not unlike this dorm room, life can be messy. It can be hard to know where to go, what steps to take next, and most importantly, how to find the most important things in that messy room. And this is where I was when I began thinking about my capstone. I had no clue exactly what I would do. So I had to think. I had to think of why I wanted to join CLD in the first place, what I hoped to gain from the program, from the people in the program. What was the point of it all? How exactly did I want to change as a leader? This led me to my answer. The concept of forwarding the common good inspired me, especially through our core values of courage, authenticity and integrity, service and discernment. Especially service stuck out to me. And as my personal values were legacy and giving back, I thought service would be the perfect route for my capstone. For this service, healthcare and African immigration stood out to me. I had long been interested in healthcare, and as this is my career path, I thought this would be a good route to go with. As far as African immigration, I have a special and personal investment in it, as my parents are immigrants from Nigeria, and their struggles are personal to me. After searching for a bit, I decided to work with an organization called Vitinda for Africa. They work to support and empower African immigrants in the St. Louis area through offering different opportunities such as legal services, medical providers, and even helping immigrants find housing. They provide inclusive service to these people. In order to make sure my plan is even feasible, I had to talk to the right people. In the past, ASA, the African Student Association, a club I've long been a part of, has done some youth development work with Victim for Africa. So I talked to our advisor to see if she could put me in contact with the CEO of the organization. Through this, I was finally able to meet with the CEO, Jeffrey Soyantet. And we had our initial meeting and had a few follow-up meetings where we talked about a lot of different ways and a lot of different plans that I would possibly be able to help out the organization. Eventually, we ended up landing on me helping out with community health fair that would be coming up in January. Before I could go any further, I had to write a proposal where I would talk about the expenses I might find myself going into, the organization and what it did, and what I would be doing exactly with the organization and how it tied into my CLD values. It was a really new experience, and because of that, I definitely had to go through a few revision drafts. However, things did come together. The day of the event, I was able to have a ton of interesting conversations, meet a lot of interesting people, and have some fun, as you can see from everyone dancing. However, things didn't go quite as planned, as we didn't have enough people to sign up by the deadline, so not as many organizations came as we had initially planned for. Leaving the event center that day, I felt as if I didn't have a ton to show for my project. Things just did not go as planned. I was unsure of where I'd go next with everything. My project was in disarray, it was a mess. I figured it was time for me to go back to the drawing board. For a long time, I was sad and frustrated with how my project had went. Things had just not gone the way I'd expected them to. However, I knew I still had to come up with something. So after thinking about it for a bit, I ended up reaching out to one of my friends in the Brown School that works with Vitinda for Africa to see if she had any ideas. Through talking with her, I learned that she had created an after-school program for the kids of Vitindo, and that was her role within the organization. After talking a bit more, we decided that a good plan would be for me to work with her and the kids. A lot of the kids wanted to know how to get into medical school, and I could provide that perspective for them. Once again, things were set. I felt as if I had a feasible project within my hands. However, first, I felt as if I needed to talk to Jeffrey about the disorganization I experienced with the previous project. I didn't know if it was my place, and it was a bit awkward because of that, but he brought me to an interesting perspective that I would not have thought of otherwise. With community events, it can often be hard to get people to do and to organize as you would like them to. People don't always do what they should do when you need them to do it, or just act appropriately when they should. It made me think about how I would handle the situation if I was in his shoes, as I could possibly be wanting to do something like this in the future. After things were settled with Jeffrey and I's talk, I was once again excited and invigorated. A large part of this was also because, as part of my self development program, I had just started having lunch with an underclassman once a week, one on one. This was a time for me to connect and truly hear about their experiences while trying to pass on some of the knowledge that I'd gained over the past 4 years. However, unfortunately, once again, life got messy. I was supposed to do the project with the kids right after spring break on March 23rd. However, coronavirus came in and changed up everything. I had to go home and schools were shut down. However, I knew I had still learned some valuable lessons from this experience. On a professional level, I was able to learn how to find the organization within this organization, how to reach out to the right people to find the project that would work for you. I also learned how to network enough to find who you need to talk to go where you wanted to go. On more of the spiritual and CLD side of things, with aligning with my values, I learned that legacy can be intangible. It can be a conversation and the lasting impression you have on a person. Also, that giving back doesn't always go the way you expected it to. But as long as you do your best to give back in some fashion, that person or that community will appreciate it. At the end of the day, it's all about finding the diamond in the rough, the beauty in the madness. It's always there. Sometimes you just have to look harder than others. At this point, I would just like to thank my mentor, Bernie, for all his support, Vitindo for the work they helped me with to do, Sister Mary Alice, Michelle, and the CSC for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.